The project summary sheet is the next sheet in the series of sheets that we use for reporting the results of our project. You'll notice that the project summary sheet is divided up into a number of different sections for easier reference. The top section gives us a breakdown of the funding that has been provided by the investor and the funding from the lender. It also gives us a report on our GST credits with a total cost shown against each individual item from the data entry sheet. On the right-hand side we have the financial results showing our total sales, less our costs to give us anticipated profits or anticipated loss on the project. The next section just slightly further down and on the left side is our project funding analysis. This is where the program takes the information that's been entered in the affordability section of the data entry sheet, and compares our funding availability with the requirements of the projects to say if we have sufficient cash available and sufficient funding available, either from our sales, or from our lenders, to make sure that we have enough funding for the project. If there is a shortfall in funding, then that shortfall will be displayed at the bottom of this section. On the right-hand side a number of calculations are displayed for both cash-on-cash return and return on investment. In both cases these are shown as percentages for both the project and per annum. These calculations are a guide that allow us to compare the returns from a number of different projects. In the center of screen we have a series of reports that can be selected for output in a variety of different ways. When a report is selected and output to the printer, it will automatically be output, either portrait or landscape, depending on the nature of the report. When a report is selected and it's required to be output to Microsoft Word, a number of different options are available. To demonstrate the options, I'll select the financial data report and click Send to Word. What you'll notice then is a screen with a message saying, Word is not running and a new document will be created. By pressing OK, Microsoft Word will start and the contents of the report will be output to the Word document. When the report is output to Word in this way, only the items which are not zero are output, and this creates a fairly condensed report. If we want to output a report to a particular location in an existing document, all we need to do is place the cursor at the point where we want the next report to go, and go back to the summary sheet and select the next report that we want to output. On this occasion, when we select Send Reports to Word, you get a message saying that a Word document is already open, and the selection will be pasted or inserted at the cursor. Then when we press OK and return to the document, that's precisely what will have happened. We now have our document with the two reports. In this way you can output reports into the middle of documents like loan applications, or business plans, without having to copy and paste the individual reports from the spreadsheet into your own documents. The other reporting option is to output the reports to Microsoft Excel. When I select the financial detail report and select Send Report to Excel, it will create a new workbook. When I go to the workbook, you'll see that it will give precisely the same information as appeared in the Word document, but this time in a form of an Excel spreadsheet. The difference in this particular case is that when I go to view and display the formula bar, you'll notice that all of the values are just that, they're simple values, but the subtotals actually contain a formula which adds all the preceding values. When we have the output in this form, in the form of an Excel spreadsheet, we can then change the costs at this level and have them reflected in the totals at the bottom. Bear in mind that when you do this, and when you change values in this spreadsheet, it will have no effect on the original feasibility study program. Unlike the option when we output to Microsoft Word, in the case of when we output to Microsoft Excel, each report will go out to its own separate workbook. For information about the reports and the reporting options, you will find more details and examples of all of the different reports in the help screens. At the bottom of the project summary sheet you will find a critical assessment, which is a guide to the performance of the project, measured against your criteria for success. This criteria was specified on the data entry sheet in the financial information section, with the last 4 items indicating what our target cash-on-cash return, return on investment and net return on the hold properties was expected to be. The program measures the financial results of the projects against these criteria and provides a score out of 100 against a variety of risk elements associated with the project. In addition to giving a score for the individual risk elements associated with the project, it also gives an overall score. It must be remembered that all assessments on this page are based on the details provided in the data entry sheet, and calculations that are made are based on that data. The utmost care should be undertaken in the preparation of this data to ensure the highest level of accuracy in the assessments. The assessments must not be used as a substitute for your own due diligence, and you should always seek the advice of a qualified financial advisor. No assessment is made about the suitability of the proposed project in respect of the investor's portfolio.